And welcome in to Lovington Lady Wildcats Softball from Lovington today. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we are here for another one-and-done game. This is a play-in game to see who moves on to Albuquerque next week for the double elimination tournament that will be taking place with the 4A and 5A games starting on Thursday. So both teams are here, Lovington Ladies and the Goddard Lady Rockets. So we are just a few minutes away from getting this one started. The girls will be announced out on the fields, and we'll have again, I believe, a full complement of a three-man ump crew for today. Stands are filled. The Lovington boosters have been busy, folks. They got sponsors lined up, and they have provided free plates of food, hamburger plates for anybody and everybody here. That's amazing. Lots of sunbrellas out, lots of shade, and lots of spaces left for you if you would like to come and watch some amazing softball today. And we are broadcasting on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Lovington girls coming in. Yes, and thank you very much to our sponsors. We have 14 sponsors lined up. IPS, Lasco Construction, Eunice Pump and Supply, Norlee, Nowell Pharmacy, Lovington Auto, Lovington Schools, Lee County Electric, Battle Energy, R360, Bob's Thriftway, Stone Oilfield, King Oilfield Services, and thank you very much to each and every one of those sponsors. Awesome. You'll hear from them throughout the game today, and we are very happy to be here under such good support from the Lovington community. It is always amazing, and we appreciate our spots here in the booth, and we appreciate just being here to be able to watch and call some great baseball, TJ.
Well, absolutely, and two teams that are not strangers. I just love it when we get into playoff time because inevitably we always seem to wind up playing somebody from our own district. Goddard had a little trouble late in the season, wound up as fourth in the district race. Lovington did go 4-0 against them in the regular season. Of course, back here, it seems like it's been forever and a day ago, but it was really only like four or 5 weeks ago. Lovington pretty much ran Goddard off of Lady Cat Field here, 16-7 and then 16-1. A much rougher road to hoe up in Goddard 3 weeks ago,
right,
winning 8-6 in extra innings. That game took 8 innings, and then 7-5 in game number 2. So these are two teams that aren't really going to have any secrets from one another.
No, they're pretty. On paper you see all these differences, but then they play each other pretty tight, pretty close. So Lovington definitely is going to have to bring their A game because anything can happen. That's the only bad thing about not having a series, a best-of-3 series like baseball has to play into the state tournament, is that one game and you're done, and then you move on, and then it's double elimination. Of course, the 1A, 2A schools will go to Albuquerque, and their first game up there is going to be a one and done, and then the double elimination for the small schools will start at that point on Thursday. But that's the only bad thing is you've got to bring your A game at this. You can't have a bad day. You can't be, you've got to be able, you've got to bring it and be ready, because anything can happen in a one game, one day. It all rests on this one, comes down to this one. Lovington actually has had a great season, 19-7 overall, 9-3 in district. They are ranked, they come in second in district 4A. They're ranked number 3, seeded third, ranked third in New Mexico 4A in the whole state. So they have a lot of expectations on them. So here's the deal. They need to not take Goddard too lightly. They not need to look at this and think we've just got it made. They know they've got to play a very good game, a sharp game, a tight game, offensively and defensively against Goddard to come away with this win and then make that trip and that step up to the tournament in Albuquerque next week. And
you mentioned the offense and the defense. I think those are going to be the keys to the game today, not necessarily to put it simply, I think it's going to be A, the team that makes the fewest mistakes.
Yes.
B, the team that can get the bats going early.
Right.
I think, and C, the team that can get momentum and maintain momentum early on in the game. I think if you can win 2 of those 3 areas, you will probably win this game today. That being said, and we talked about this yesterday in Hobbs, Lovington does not want to get down early. I noticed when we were, when we got the lineups, and big thanks to Coach Stephen McCraw, I don't believe we've seen Krishana Casals, their pitcher.
Right.
They pitched Alexis Sandoval against her. We may have seen her, I think, in one of those games.
Right.
But, so maybe somebody that Lovington is not quite as familiar with hurling the ball for Goddard today.
I have seen a Sandoval pitch, and definitely she is a terrific pitcher. She's also a hitting pitcher. But Alexis and I watched her go back-to-back in games. So she's a very capable pitcher. Casals comes in. Casals actually has a 7.41 ERA. So my bet is they're going to start Casals, but they're ready to put Sandoval in if we start getting hits and getting some runs on the board. So they have they've got pretty decent pitching, 1 and 2, whichever they start, whoever comes in. Casals starting and probably Sandoval ready to come in. And Goddard was 8-18 on the season, 1-11 in district. They finished 4th in District 4-4A. But as we said, you can't pay. All of that falls away. The numbers fall away. It all becomes who comes to win today, who comes to make the fewest mistakes, leave the fewest runners on base, get more runs on the board, and win this game today. Who wants it more? Who gets out there, jumps out there early, and fights and hangs on the hardest? That's going to be the team that makes it to Albuquerque next week, and we certainly want that, think that will be, and want that to be our Lovington Lady Wildcats, of course.
Well, certainly do, but of course they've got to win today. You mentioned the records don't matter. Now when you start the playoffs, everybody's 0-0. It resets. So 8-18, 1-11 in district, and 19-7, 9-3 in district really don't matter at all because everybody, again, is 0-0 when we start this one. Of course, a sunny, hot, slightly breezy day.
Yes.
So which team is going to – well, I don't think we've played really in conditions this hot. The wind, certainly. But the heat, not so much.
And actually, a little bit of a breeze is good. You don't want it so dead air, so that you're just sweating with nothing to cool you off. A little breeze like this is actually really good. It makes a hot day like this bearable. It makes it bearable out there no matter where you are and what position you're playing. So, and with just one game, they don't have to worry about, gee, are we saving a pitcher? Can we do this?
IPS,
you can do everything. You can get in and pitch who you want to, sub, do whatever. And Lovington certainly has a capable starting pitcher, Lainey Urahara, and her sister Daphne in relief if they need her. So Lovington in good stead, looking good, and we're just about ready to get this underway. We'll take a break, come back, and we will now give you the lineups and get this one started. Lovington Lady Cats Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Norlee General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norlee Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norlee General Hospital? Call Norlee at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff. And bring back that state title, ladies.
Welcome back to Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And wow, we were overwhelmed as the Lovington boosters and the Lovington parents and all
they waited till we
acknowledged
took
us.
a break
That's right,
to surprise us.
They did. They made a nice announcement acknowledging our presence and the announcements of the games, and we so appreciate that. And then they came up. I believe this is from Deporto Siena
from the
Booster Club, and certainly we say thank you very much. And of course, they're paying tribute to their graduating seniors and Lainey Urahara and Siena Deporto among those. But wow, really nice gift baskets and so sweet. That kind of support. It's why we're here. It's why we do what we do. We love it, and we wouldn't be anywhere else or doing anything else. It's great. So we so appreciate that. And right back at you to all of the Lovington Booster Club and the parents and people who work hard. So thank you very much. Let's get on with the game and run down the list, the rosters. Your visiting Roswell Goddard Lady Rockets are up to bat first, of course, and batting first will be number 3, Alexis Sandoval, playing right field. Batting second is number 9, Erica Cannon at shortstop. Batting third is number 2, Juliet Hernandez, the catcher. And batting fourth, cleanup, is number 7, Alyssa Linares, your third baseman. Batting fifth is number 15, Andrea Manzanares, who is your first baseman. Batting sixth is number 6, Yari Arianes, who is your center fielder. Batting seventh is number 16, Krishana Casaus, your pitcher. Batting eighth is number 1, Avery Chavez, your second baseman. And batting ninth is number 14, Marisol Hernandez, your designated player. Number 20, Annika Roybal, is in left field, your flex player. And your lineup for our Lovington Lady Wildcats, the home team, here this afternoon. Starting it off, when they come up to bat first, it'll be number 3, Avery Marcus, in center field. Batting second, number 4, Honey Morales, your second baseman. Batting third is number 13, Angelina Corral, your third baseman. Batting fourth in cleanup is number 17, Alexa Bell, your designated player. Batting fifth is 10, Sierra Deporto. Deporto is catching. Batting sixth is number 7, Annalise Chavarria, in left field. Batting seventh is number 9, Jocelyn Olguin, at first base. Batting eighth is number 5, Leila Hernandez, your shortstop. Batting ninth is number 2, Anahi Reyes, in right field. And then number 11, Lainey Urahara, is your flex player, and she is your starting pitcher. So your starting battery, of course, will be Urahara, Deporto on the mound. And your first 3 batters coming up for Goddard Lady Rockets will be Sandoval, then Cannon, and then Hernandez. So Coach Zamora is the head coach of your Roswell Lady Rockets of Goddard, and of course Coach McCraw is your head coach of the Lovington Lady Wildcats. And we are just about ready to get this underway. We'll take another break coming up as they announce Lovington girls right now, and then when they're through, we'll have the national anthem. So as we mentioned, we have a bit of a breeze. I would say probably about 10 to 15 miles an hour, steady and gusting a little stronger at times from right to left across the field. Lovington has a true natural field, dirt infield, and a grass outfield. So a little bit of dirt in the air at times, but again, as we mentioned, on a very, very hot day with a high near 100 today, it's good to have a little breeze when you sweat, and that way it gives you gives your skin time to breathe. And when you're out there, even if you're just in the sun, especially if you're a catcher with all the gear, you need a little breeze, and it feels good when you start to play and work up a sweat. And these Lovington girls are working up a sweat today. We know, going to be working hard for that win, TJ.
Well, they certainly are, and that's what it's about today. It's win or go home. As we mentioned earlier, 2 teams that aren't going to have any secrets from one another, and that can, they know each other, they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses. So we'll just have to see what happens. I'm expecting Goddard to come out and play like their hair is on fire, because they know there is no tomorrow for them.
That's right. And it's a little easier sometimes being the underdog. People think that is the easier thing, is, hey, you come out and you just throw everything you've got. Now, the pressure really is on a team where the expectations are higher. And that means Lovington. Lovington is seeded higher. They've had the better season. The expectations are greater. And that's heavy on your shoulders sometimes. And your self-expectations, and then your desires to move on, and that can all get caught in your head, and sometimes can keep you from breaking free and playing with that hair on fire attitude that we know Goddard will have coming into this. They're seen as the underdog, and Lovington is seen as the favorite. So we will see if Lovington can live up to those expectations today. and come away with the win and get set. The winner of this game today moves on to the state tournament next Thursday at 9 a.m. We know that they'll play Thursday at 9 a.m. at Cleveland. We don't know who they would face. They would face the winner of the Bernalillo and Albuquerque Academy game going on today.
Right, and so, gotta start thinking about that. But after you think about this one first, we got to get the legal out of the way. Today's game is presented under the authority of the New Mexico Activities Association with rights granted and purchased from the NMAA.
Time for our national anthem. We'll take a break and be back with more Lady Wildcat softball.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. NMAA Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that NMAA Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by NMAA Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. NMAA Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle's new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that helps keep your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington, your Napa Auto Store.
The Lovington School District encourages you to support our local youth. Lovington Wildcats fight through difficulties with perseverance and grace. Lovington has the best school district in Lee County and our Wildcat proud. The Lovington School District thanks everyone for the tremendous support and understanding as we continue to learn and grow through the ever-changing times. So listen up and join in as the Lovington School District says, "Good luck, Wildcats. We are so proud of you."
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcdcnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. We're just about ready to get this game underway. It is a one and done must win to move on to the state tournament in Albuquerque next week. And our Lovington Lady Wildcats as home team out in the field. We have Lainey Urahara on the mound taking the last of her warm-up pitches. And the girls have been announced. The national anthem has been sung by Alan Jackson, no less. And the Goddard Lady Rockets are in the dugout. First three batters out taking their practice swings as well. It'll be Sandoval up first, Cannon on deck, Hernandez in the hole, Urahara on the mound, DePorto behind the plate. And we're just about ready for the umps to get in place. Three-man crew. We thank our umpires, of course. Without umpires and referees, we would not be able to have high school sports in New Mexico and anywhere. So we say thank you very much to those men and women who wear the blue and serve. So we appreciate that. All right, we're waiting for the head ump. He's making sure his all of the softballs are in place in his bags and getting set. And we're just about ready for him to say, play ball.
Well, it should be a great afternoon. We're looking at 95 degrees at first pitch. Winds out of the west, slightly out of the northwest, gusting up to 20 miles an hour. So a little bit warm out there, but a great day for softball.
And here we are, ready to play ball. Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And the first pitch from Lainey Urahara comes in. It's going to be outside for ball number one. So 1-0 the count. Top of the first inning, the beginning of the game. Cannon on deck for Goddard and Hernandez in the hole. Second pitch comes in a little bit low and inside for ball number two. So 2-0 the count. Sandoval, leadoff batter. She's also a pitcher. And she actually, if she gets on base, so they got to watch her. She's got 5 stolen bases on the season. And that pitch comes in And it's going to be low and inside for ball 3. So maybe playoff jitters there. Lainey Urahara, normally very steady.
Well, and being a little careful with Sandoval,
Sure.
too, because she can do some damage with the bat, especially out of that lead-off spot.
Right. So 3-0 is the count. It looks like one of the Roswell coach coming over, saying something. And third base ump going back into position. So we're ready. Sandoval ready to step back in the box. Urahara popping the glove out there a couple of times. Got to throw a strike here when she needs it. Sandoval squares off, shows bunt, and that ball does come in low and inside. So Sandoval on base. Again, got 5 stolen bases in the regular season.
And again, be very careful because Sandoval is not afraid to take off, and they are going to be very aggressive. We talked about it in the Lady Cat pregame show. They're going to be playing like their hair's on fire.
They are.
Lovington has to be ready for it.
Goddard's going to want to, now that they're on, they're going to use any way they can to get on base. And once they're on base, they are going to be aggressive and try to get in. So, yes, Lovington going to have to tighten up here. This pitch is going to hit the inside corner. So it looks like Sandoval finding her stride. Urahara finding her stride. Cannon, your shortstop up the plate, right-handed batter. Sandoval on first, no outs, 1 on, top of the first, no score. This pitch, she shows bunt and misses it. So strike number 2, 0-2 now to count as Urahara in front of Cannon on that.
I've said it all year, the art of the bunt is a lost one.
Yeah. She didn't make contact with it, but left the bat down, kind of chasing the ball, so it became a strike. 0-2 the count. This time, this is going to come up high and up. I think Urahara had given her something different to maybe chase, as she did not offer. Hernandez is on deck now. Linares in the hole for Goddard. Sandoval on first. Reached on a walk. That pitch going to come in and hit the dirt before it hits the plate. So 2-2 now, your count.
And ultimately what you'd like to see here is Cannon hit something on the ground fairly hard right at Hernandez or Morales, give him a really good chance
at a
to turn
double.
it two.
Yeah, and Lovington can turn the double. They have turned several in this regular season. Oh, and that's going to be 3-2, high and outside. Does that look like it just kind of got caught up? I think Urahara was throwing a bit of a changeup, and it just missed. So count full now, no outs, as Lovington's got to bear down and just try to get out. Urahara, if nothing else, just got to throw strikes and trust her fielders. And there's a hard-hit ground ball. Corral sends it over to second and throws out the lead runner. So Sandoval thrown out at second, a 5-4 for the first out. And Cannon reaches on a fielder's choice. So Cannon on first now. Number 2, Julia Hernandez, the catcher, up to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Here, top of the first, no score. Fresh batter.
Of course, your battery for today, Urahara and Deporto, their final home games here at Lady Cat Field before they'll be moving on to the next level.
They are graduating. We've got some scholarship information on both of them as well. That pitch comes in, and it is going to be a ball away. So,
low for ball 1.
yeah, I'm sorry. I was fighting with my phone and my score bug here. 1-0 is the count now. On Hernandez. A high fly pop heading foul territory. Over for it is O'Gean. She drifts over near the Lovington dugout and hangs on to it for out 2. So a foul pop. And Hernandez goes down. 2 outs now. Runner on first. Foul pop. Number 7, Alyssa Linares, third baseman, up to the plate. A right-handed batter. Manzanares is on deck. Arianes in the hole. 2 outs now. 1 on. That swing and a miss as Urahara brought a fastball over the plate, and it kind of had some late rising action to it. And Linares kind of swung a little late and under it for strike 1. So 0-1 now the count. That's a little ground ball. It rolls foul. Corral was on it, though. She fielded it right after it crossed the foul line, so that becomes strike 2. 0-2 the count. So Linares catching a little piece of that, kind of hit it close on the inside of the bat and just fouled it away. But she was ready for it, really pulling it. Payoff pitch, and let's see, it doesn't hit her It actually comes back
He
and
signaled foul ball.
I guess
so.
it hit the bat. She really was just turning the bat away. It hit the bat, sort of an accidental foul is what I would call it. An accidental foul, and Cannon took off for second base but has to return as it's a foul ball. Count remains 0-2 on Lenatus. 2 outs, 1 on. No score. Top of the first. And the payoff pitch is smoked down the third base line. It goes foul just in front of the bag, though, which is a good thing. That was a hard hit ball, as Lenatus again was way out in front of that, waiting on it. And I think she really actually likes that sort of chest-high ball right over the plate. And now
might be the chance to come,
on the corner.
to go outside
That's right.
and see if you could go low.
A little breaking ball, or keep it low across the plate, maybe. And that is going to be hit. A little foul pop coming over for it is third base, Corral. I thought it was going to carry enough. Hernandez at shortstop thought so too, but Corral snags it. So a pop to the third baseman ends the inning. The at-bat for Goddard. 4 up, 3 down, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. We'll have more Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Playing Roswell Goddard this afternoon. I'm Dawn Morgan. In the top of the first inning, Goddard had no runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Lovington girls coming up to the plate, and it'll be number 3, Avery Marquez, center fielder, leading things off for the Lady Cats. Honey Morales, second baseman, on deck. Angelina Corral, third baseman, in the hole. Alexa Bell is batting cleanup and is your designated player. So Lovington looking to get things started. They have been a hitting team this year. That's been one of the things that has really helped them through the season, and it really helps get them going. They're a pretty good, defensively tight team. Nice, basic skills, but they also kind of feed off their success at the bat.
Well, that's absolutely right, and you can certainly do that. They rely on each other to kind of bring each other up, and they've done a very good job of what we've heard it, in the pros for years, and we've talked about it. Keep the line moving, just do your part, pass the baton on to the next person, and if you do that, good things will happen.
Absolutely. First pitch is in and swung on and fouled off as Marquez catches a piece of it. Marquez, by the way, has hit 7 home runs this season. So even though she's a leadoff batter, she does more than just get on base sometimes. She goes around the bases, takes the full trip, and that's not a bad thing at all. That ball is going to hit the dirt and outside. So evens up the count. 1-1 now, your count on Avery Marquez.
And you've got to think for Goddard and Coach Zamora that their pitcher Casals is probably going to be on a fairly short leash.
Yeah, especially since they do have a good relief pitcher in Sandoval. Yeah, Lexi is.
And I'm a little surprised
Sandoval
Sandoval is not starting this game.
Well, and I think that just goes to show these teams, it's just one game, so they're going to be feeling free to sub in at will, even more quickly, than in regular games, especially in doubleheaders, which we saw during the district season. So, and that ball was a ball. So 3-1 is the count now. And a hit is ground ball. It's over to Lenatus. Lenatus picks it up, fires to first. And I tell you, Manzanares has to scoop that up, but she hangs on to it. So Marquez out 5-3 in the book for the first out. Up next is number 4, Honey Morales, your second baseman. And Morales is going to get something, hopefully get something started for the Lovington girls, as Lovington really would like to get some runners on, build some momentum, and get some runs across. Even if it's just one, I think they'll feel a sigh of relief, and the pregame jitters, the playoff jitters, maybe will subside if they can settle into this game and get at least one run across, and that starts by putting runners on base. First pitch is in, a ball high to Honey Morales. 1-0 the count, 1 out, nobody on. A swing and a foul tip back to the screen for strike one, as that was a fastball over the outer corner of the plate. Morales swinging just a little late on it and a little under that ball. I will say Casals is not the fastest pitcher, but she has a lot of spin on her ball. There's a grounder. It's going to find its way through first and second, go out to right field. That's going to be a base hit for Morales. So a single will put Morales on, and Lovington is in business with a base runner, bringing up number 13, Angelina Corral, third baseman, to the plate.
Nice job there by Morales to just stay with that when she was, I think, a little bit off on what she was thinking was coming. So got around on it late, but managed to shoot it between Chavez and Manzanares. Neither one could get to it cleanly. So we've got the 1-out single, and now Corral to the plate.
And Corral, if she can get on, Corral has 6 stolen bases this season. She's very speedy. And a little roller back to the mound. Casals bobbles it at first, then picks it up and fires it over just in time, as Corral knew, I think she was watching and saw that was bobbled, knew she had a chance, but she just couldn't quite beat it out. So 1-3 in the books, but that moves Morales over to second base in scoring position now for Lovington. So 2 outs, and brings 17, Alexa Bell, designated player and cleanup hitter, to the plate. So 2 outs, 1 on. Oh, and that pitch gets past Hernandez, catching in, and just Juliet Hernandez. And that means Honey Morales has a stroll over to third base. So now she is even closer to scoring for Lovington. And it's a 1-ball, no strike count, 1-0 count.
And you've got to think that Casals and this Goddard team are going to pitch very careful to Bell. She could make this a 2-0 game with 1 swing.
That's right. She's had a lot of home runs throughout the season. Lots of long balls hit, doubles and triples, RBIs, and home runs. So, yes, definitely. And she wanted that one. She cut at it, swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner on third. That's going to be inside for ball number 2. So 2-1 now the count on Bell.
And I actually am a little surprised that they're pitching to Bell other than just kind of nibbling and trying to, maybe get her to go something on the corners. Of course, with Sienna DePorto waiting on deck, not a great bargain.
And there's a grounder over to second, to shortstop. Cannon picks it up and throws, but not in time, as the throw came in, had to stretch Manzanares out. She did the splits, and the throw was a little late, and I think maybe she lost contact with the bag as well. So Alexa Bell beats it out for an infield single.
An infield RBI single.
Exactly.
Because that did get Morales in.
It did score Morales from third, so scored 1, and now Lovington is up 1-0. So a little 2-out rally going, and see if they can keep it going here with one of their other big sticks, number 10, Sienna DePorto, the catcher, up to the plate. And that's going to hit the outside corner. Yes, it does, as that becomes strike 1. 0-1 the count on DePorto. Bottom of the first inning. 2 outs, 1 on. Runner on first. 1 run in, and DePorto at the bat. That's going to be high and outside, as Hernandez threatens to throw, then does, and catches Bell off a little bit. Bell dives back to the bag.
And came up a little short and actually had to go back in. And that was when Hernandez decided to actually throw it.
Yeah, initially she just threatened, saw Alexa Bell off, diving for the bag, went ahead, kind of double pumped through, and Bell ends up with sand all over her, but safe at first. And 2-1 the count, and this comes in. That's going to be a ball. So it is.
And it looks like they will nibble at Sienna a little bit, unlike they did with Bell. So
2-1 is the count on DePorto. 2-1. That's going to hit the outside corner as well. DePorto, she flinched, but she didn't offer. So this ump, it looks like, will call the outside corner. And that's a good thing to know as long as it is consistent for both pitchers and both teams. That gives you the expectation that you got to go for it. Now that is 2 outside and in the dirt. So that brings the count full on Sienna DePorto as Hernandez kind of had to block that one out so that it didn't get past her. Bell on first. And there's a well-hit ball going out. Oh, and it's just hit. Arianes reaches up. I thought it was going over her head, and everybody else did too. She just kind of put her glove up there.
It's snow-coned.
And it just hit the top of her webbing and stayed right there. So, wow. And that robs DePorto of a hit. But good catch by Arianes ends the Lovington at bat, but not before they put 1 run across. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. Lovington leads 1-0. Back with more Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. 1 call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with 1 call. 1 call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey 1 call oil and gas company.
And welcome back to Lovington Softball in Lovington, as it is the Lovington ladies 1-0 over the Goddard Lady Rockets. And we go to the top of the 2nd inning after Lovington put on 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Up first for Goddard is number 15, Andrea Manzanares, your first baseman. And she hits the first one she sees. It's going to fall in for a hit in shallow right field as Reyes runs as quick as she can, trying to get to that. It falls just fair, just to within about a foot or so of the foul line along the right side. So that's going to be a single for Manzanares, who on the very first pitch thrown ends up on first base. So here we are, top of the 2nd inning. No outs as I catch a score bug back up.
Just a little Texas leaguer out there right where nobody could get to him.
And now, no outs, 1 on. Number 6, Yadi Arianes, the center fielder, up to the plate. And the first pitch is in. Oh, that was a good one, right over the plate, but just a little high, I guess. So that is ball number 1. 1-0 the count on Arianes. No outs, 1 on. Top of the 2nd, Lovington with a 1-0 lead. Shows bunt. It pops it and in the glove of Corral, who came at a dead run as soon as Arianes. And Arianes was late dropping that bat down to show bunt. And I tell you what, Corral was ready. She came in at a dead run, and that ball, instead of poking it down, deadening it for a true bunt, she popped it up, and Corral was able to grab that and hang on to it. What a great catch for out number 1.
And so Manzanares almost too far out into no woman's land
right.
out there. She could have gotten doubled up very easily.
Yeah, almost a double play as well. So it definitely could have been, as Manzanares had taken off for second and had to come back. So 1 out now, 1 on. Casaus, the pitcher, up to the plate. First plate appearance, and that comes in. Beautiful pitch right over the outside corner for call, strike 1. So the count 1-1 now on the pitcher, Casaus. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 2nd, Lovington leads 1-0. They would like to go ahead and get the outs and prevent Goddard from scoring. And that's going to be a swing and a miss as Casaus, and well, she barely tipped it, so I thought it was a complete miss, but I think she got a little handle on it. Although I really think when it hit DePorto's glove, she simply kind of lost her handle on it. But no problem as Manzanares stays put on first. 1-2 the count now on Casaus. And a swing and a miss as I tell you what, Lainey Urahara brought the heat on that one, and it was a rise ball. Laney's got that natural riser, and when she puts a little more speed into it, it kind of just takes off on her a little bit. So, yeah, that's a strikeout for number 2. Now 2 outs, 1 on. Number 1, Avery Chavez to the plate. 2 outs. And first pitch is in. It's going to be a ball. So 1-0 on Chavez. 1-0. 2 outs, one runner on, first base. Top the second inning. Lovington hoping to get this third out, get this taken care of. Oh, and that's going to get behind DePorto, as it was a low pitch, but I got to call that a pass ball.
Yeah.
And that's a steal. So Manzanares
no
steals
steal.
second.
Yeah, no steal. She advanced on the pass ball.
On the pass ball, not a steal, not a true steal, but
Right.
she does take second base. So a pass ball allows Manzanares to sit on second. And
First runner in scoring position
That's
for
right.
Goddard comes with 2 outs here in the second.
Chavez at bat. A little dribbler right up the middle, but, whoa, Hernandez gets it, fields it, throws it on the run. Hernandez is one of the best shortstops in the state. She's had a stellar season and proves it right there. Man, she scooped that one up. It was going up dead center right by second base. She scooped it, picked it up, had to throw on the run, turn her body, throw it, and Olguin also making a nice snag at first, hanging on to it for the third out. So 4 up, 3 down with no runs on 1 hit and no errors and 1 runner left on base. And we're going to the bottom of the second inning with Lovington still ahead 1-0. More Lovington softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. And in the top of the second inning, Goddard put on no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, Lovington, and the bottom of the order coming up for them. Batting 6th, number 7, Anali Chavarria in left field. Jocelyn Olguin on deck, and Layla Hernandez in the hole. Lovington leading this one 1-0. We've got a close game going on here, just in the bottom of the second inning, but you can feel the tension in this game. It's a very important game, and both these teams very aware of what rides on it. That trip to Albuquerque to move on into the state tournament next week. First pitch to Chavarria is going to be outside for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. Bottom of the second. First batter up. Nobody on, nobody out. No runners on base yet for Lovington. They'd like to change that a bit. That's going to be a nice grounder right up the middle. Chavarria hits that one and gets a base hit out of it. So Chavarria, with a straight up the middle grounder, puts her on first base.
Well, and a nice job sitting back on that and waiting on it. Looked like Casals had taken just a touch off of that one. Was still fairly straight, just a little bit of a variation on her fastball. And Annalise stayed with it, took it right back up the middle. Good hit.
Number 9, Jocelyn Olguin, your first baseman, up to the plate. Hernandez on deck and Reyes in the hole. No outs, 1 on. And the pitch comes in, a beautiful strike right over the center of the plate. Olguin's got to look at it now. So 0-1 the count on her. This is her first plate appearance. 0-1 the count, 1 on. Lovington needing to move the runners around. They really need to get more runs on the board. And a nice hit's going to fall out into shallow right field. And a nice play out there, though, by Sandoval as she comes up on it, takes one hop, and she throws into second base. But Olguin with a nice line drive single out to right field gets on and moves Chavarria over to second in scoring position for Lovington. That's a nice hit.
So now 4 hits in the game for the Lovington Lady Cats. Nobody out here in the second. This may be what they need to kind of spark off that big inning.
Yeah, this kind of has that feel of a breakout big score inning for Lovington. And showing bunt as Hernandez turns the bat just a little too much to the left and hits that one foul off to the left. So for strike number 1.
And I understand the thinking,
Sure.
for Layla trying to bunt it over, but you seem to have Casals a little rattled and a little on the ropes. And Layla can certainly hit. I'm not sure what the thinking there is other than just move the runners.
Right. She certainly can hit, and she shows bunt again. This time the ball is low, hits the plate. Let's see if she got her bat back in time. The ump has not signaled strike, and that usually means a ball.
Yeah, he's saying 1-1.
So he's saying 1-1. All right. Because I think he was getting the same question from the dugout there, from the scorekeeper for Goddard. So Hernandez back to the plate, 1-1 count. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Lovington would like to have some scores, and she shows bunt again, and this time it goes foul down the left field line. A better bunt attempt that time, still turning the bat and hitting it just a little too hard. But Hernandez with a 1-2 count now.
Good thinking on that because Linares really wasn't charging that hard in. She might have gotten to it in time to have gotten Hernandez, but everybody else would have moved along. But
Right.
now with 2 strikes, you're not going to be bunting.
And sometimes when you get the team throwing around the bases, they make some throwing errors, and you end up, being able to score on that as well. So that ball comes in a little high for ball 2. Evens up the count, 2-2. Here we are, bottom of the second. 2 runners on, first and second. 2-2 the count on Hernandez. Reyes on deck, and then the top of the order. Marquez in the hole for Lovington. The bottom of the order, but they're looking to get this, keep this at-bat going. And a swing and a solid shot. Hernandez places that one. It goes between second base and shortstop. It scores 1. It scores 2. That
Just
is
one.
a 2. Or just 1. All right. No, it did.
Nope.
Yeah, just brought in. It just brought in the 1. Yeah. The bases were not loaded, so it brought in Chavarria from third. And Olguin
Moves over to
moves
second.
over to second. I know, Hernandez, I'm just marking my book as I talk. So Layla Hernandez with an RBI single makes it 2-0 with Lovington up and bringing in Reyes to the plate with no out still. Runners on first and second. 1 run over. First pitch is in. Oh, and Reyes, I think her want-to got in the way of the watching the ball and letting a bad one go because that was low and inside. But Reyes taking a cut at that. And I think Coach also saying, hey, just watch that. Give it a good eye. Don't give the pitcher anything. So no outs. 2 on. And Casals took a little speed off of that, brought it in the inside, again along the inside corner for strike 2.
Good pitch there from Casals.
It was. It was a good call for her because she had just watched Reyes really swing at a non-strike on the inside. So Reyes watching that one thinking she would let it go. And now Casals takes a little speed off of that and high for ball number 1. And Reyes did not chase, did not offer, so good eye. 1-2 the count on her, though. No outs, 2 runners on, and 1 run across the plate already. Lovington leads this one 2-0 over Goddard here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a little grounder foul over toward the dugout of Goddard, so that counts remains 1-2.
Quick positioning note. Sandoval playing well over towards the line in right, and that's got a huge hole out into right center. If Anaí could put something out that direction, it could roll for a long way.
Right. I know Hernandez hit that grounder out that way and got on. And that's going to be low for ball number 2. So that's going to even the count up. Hernandez had to kind of lost it in the dirt and had to scramble for it, but all the runners stay put. Chavarria scored. Olguin on second. Hernandez on first. Reyes at the bat with a 2-2 count. Ump cleaning off the plate, doing a little housekeeping there.
And you like to see that. That
You
way
do.
there's no question or very little question about where the ball is.
2-2 count, no outs. And that's going to be low, and that's going to get away from Hernandez. And that'll move the runners around as Olguin goes to second, and Hernandez goes to third, and Hernandez goes to second. And that on that, I would call
Pass
that
ball.
yeah, it was a pass ball. It was, I think, blockable. Just Hernandez, I think, got caught looking up, worrying about her runners, and missed the ball. So 3-2 the count. And that's going to be a walk.
Just missed.
Yeah. So the count ran full, and then Reyes worked the walks to load the bases. So bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the batting order for Lovington, a golden opportunity for them to put more runs across in this at-bat. Coming up, top of the order, number 3, Avery Marquez, your center fielder. She grounded out her first time up. She's 0 for 1 and due.
Thing about Marquez, she is not your typical leadoff hitter. Yes, she's very patient, but she does have a lot of power, like you mentioned in her first at bat. But she can also hit for average and cash these runners in.
So nobody out, bases are loaded. The only thing about that is, of course, a force on any base. Marquez swings, and it is a grounder to shortstop, and they're going to throw to the plate, and they do get the lead runner. So unfortunately, that means no score as Olguin is thrown out 6-2 at the plate. 6-2 for the first out. All the runners advance. Hernandez over to third, Reyes to second. Marquez reaches on the fielder's choice, is on first. So 1 out now, but still plenty of time and bases loaded for Lovington as they don't want to leave the bases loaded. They want to try to bring some of these runners in, and that's going to get away. A low ball hits the plate, and that's going to score Hernandez from third. And that was a wild pitch, I believe.
Absolutely.
That one hit the plate, and Hernandez just scrambled and couldn't even get away from it. So Hernandez is going to score on a wild pitch that's going to mean a ball 1 to Morales.
But more important, now a 3-0 score for the Lady Cats.
So 2 runs have crossed so far in this at bat, only 1 out, and that's going to be low for ball number 2 on Morales. So 2-0 is your score now. 3-0 is your score now. I'm sorry. 2 of those coming in this at bat for Lovington. 3-0, runners on second and third, and that's going to be inside, high and inside. So now 2-0 the count on Morales. Runners on second and third, just 1 out. Don't want to give Goddard anything that's double playable here. Though there's nobody, the runners on second and third, the bases are not loaded. Oh, and there's a strike right down the corner, right down the center of the plate. Really.
Take sign on there for Morales all the way. Make Casals pitch to you. I think that's a good move there. But now you've got to think Morales is going to have the green light if Casals tries to groove her one.
You bet. 1 out. Runners on second and third. High for ball 4, and Morales works the walk, and now they're loaded. So Marquez is over there on second, Reyes on third, Morales on first with the walk. And that is 2 walks now issued by Casals on the mound.
But also
We've had
6 consecutive runners getting on base.
Right. We've had 3 singles, one of them an RBI single from Lovington. Then 2 walks and a fielder's choice. And that brings up Corral to the plate, and the first pitch is going to clip the corner for strike 1. So Angelina Corral up to the plate.
And just the second pitch Angelina's seen, she took the first pitch right back to Casals back in the first.
And second pitch comes in. It is going to be a ball. So 1-1 is your count on Corral, your third baseman. She bats in the third position for Lovington. They've put 2 runs across, and there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Cannon picks it up, fields it, and fires it over to first, but it will score a run. So that is...
It's a sac RBI.
Exactly, a sac RBI for Corral. As I write that down, Corral with the second out, but it scores Reyes from third, and now Lovington is up 4-0. So a sac RBI by Corral. A grounder, 6-3, brings up Alexa Bell. your cleanup hitter and designated player. And the first pitch is going to be low and inside for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs now. Here we are in the bottom of the second inning. Lovington stretching out their lead, 3 runs across so far in this at-bat. They'd like to put on more. They have runners on second and third, and a swing and a miss, a ground ball to Cannon at shortstop, and she fields that, fires it over to Manzanares at first for out number 3, but not before Lovington puts 3 runs across in this at-bat. So 3 runs across on 3 hits, and there were no errors. There was a pass ball, or wild pitch rather, not a pass ball, but a wild pitch, but no errors, and 2 left on. So we're going to go to the top of the third inning with Lovington in the lead 4-0. More Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Norley General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norley Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norley General Hospital? Call Norley at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff and bring back that state title, ladies.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now a Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
And welcome back to Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In that bottom of the second inning, Lovington put on 3 runs, 3 hits. There were no errors, 2 left on base. And we go to the top of the third inning, Lovington leading 4-0. Goddard up to the plate, and it's the bottom of the order for them. Starting things off is the ninth batter, number 14, Marisol Hernandez, your designated player. And she will lead things off as Lovington has a 4-0 lead. They've got a shutout going here in this game. This is a do-or-die situation. Got to win to move on to the state tournament next week. First pitch comes in to Hernandez, and it's going to clip the outside corner for strike 1. So nice pitch by Lainey Urahara on the mound for Lovington. DePorto behind the plate, Olguin at first, Morales at second, Corral at third, Hernandez at short. And this pitch is going to miss just a bit, a little too outside for ball number 1. Chavarrios in left, Marquez in center, that is, and Reyes in right field for Lovington. As this is the first plate appearance for Hernandez. 1-1 the count, and she hits that one. It's going to be a little dying pop over to first base. Olguin gets it. I think it hits the ground right as it hits her glove as well. So
they called it on the line.
All
so.
right. Well, so she definitely, but it was a good idea. You
throw
it
just
to make sure, because you don't know what the call is going to be, and if you have time. And she did. She was stretched out and tossed it up while she was on the ground to Morales, who came over to cover first. So a nice play, and that gets it 3-4. For the first out, and brings up the top of the order, number 3, Alexis Sandoval to the plate. So 1 out, top of the third inning, 1 out, nobody on, and Sandoval, leadoff hitter at the plate. First pitch was in, and it's a ball. 1-0 the count. That one's beautiful, right down the pike strike.
Yeah, Sandoval may not see anything better than that in her career.
Urahara put it right in the glove. Not her fastest pitch, but definitely not a changeup either. A mid-speed right over the plate pitch. This one comes in, and it's a little faster, a little lower, and Sandoval tries to pick it up, but hits under it just a little bit, spins it right back out of play, right in front of our window, thanks to a fan who reached up and didn't hit the window.
I'm just looking forward to seeing you show off the fielding skills there,
Well,
Dawn.
there's a glass in front of me. Unfortunately, I did want to reach out and try to grab that. I guess they'll throw that back into play here in just a little while. I guess they know that that's not a souvenir. Oh, and the call strike as, Sandoval, call strike. And that's a strikeout, the second strikeout for Lainey Urahara. She's walked 1, and 2 outs now. 2 batters up, 2 down. Third one up is number 9, Erica Cannon, shortstop. So 2 outs, nobody on. And there's a long fly ball hit out of play along the left side. And that first pitch that Cannon saw, and she was in front of it and hits it over out of play to the left for strike one. So Urahara, she likes him inside. Urahara might want to stay on the outside corner for her. She kind of likes him inside, maybe a little low, so raise it up a little, throw a breaking ball over the corner. Threw that one a little low for ball one. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, nobody on. Lovington needs to keep Goddard from getting a 2-out rally started here, shut things down, get back in the dugout, get their bats cooking again, and a swing and a foul tip back to the screen for strike 2. 1-2 the count. As Cannon has a .417 batting average for Goddard this season. So she's no slouch at the bat for sure. But she's a 1-2 count on her here. Lovington wants to contain Goddard after, and a swing and a miss. I think actually she kind of caught a piece of it, but DePorto kept it in the glove. And that is the third strikeout for Lainey Urahara and the third out. So 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Lovington leading this one 4-0. We'll be back with more Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle's new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that helps keep your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington, your Napa Auto Store.
The Lovington School District encourages you to support our local youth. Lovington Wildcats fight through difficulties with perseverance and grace. Lovington has the best school district in Lee County and are Wildcat proud. The Lovington School District thanks everyone for the tremendous support and understanding as we continue to learn and grow through the ever-changing times. So listen up and join in as the Lovington School District says, "Good luck, Wildcats. We are so proud of you."
Welcome back to Lovington Softball in Lovington on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And in that top of the third inning, Goddard went 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning, and Lovington coming up to bat, looking to increase their lead. They are winning this one 4-0. Heart of the order coming up as it's Sienna DePorto. She hits the first pitch. She's out of the park. It's gone, and it is a solo homer for Sienna for Alexa.
Sienna DePorto.
Yeah, Sienna DePorto, that's right. I saw her running the bases, and I thought, wait a minute, did I get that wrong? But, Sienna DePorto hits it over the fence, makes it 5-0. Lovington leading, and Sienna DePorto with another major memory in her senior year. Solo homer leading things off in this at-bat for Lovington. Wow.
Nice job. She just sat back on that. Casals kind of grooved one, and Sienna, who's going to be playing at Pueblo this coming year, was ready for it.
I was just about to say, Sienna DePorto has a softball scholarship to Colorado State University in Pueblo. She's going to major in human science and physical therapy. And by the way, this is Sienna DePorto's 106th game played since the 8th grade. That's pretty amazing. She's already, even before she goes and plays college, she's had a long career,
that
you
makes
might
me
say.
tired just hearing you say it.
And behind the plate, man, a catcher, that's worth 2 games for any regular player, even a pitcher there, I think. You work hard behind the plate. You sure do. So 2 balls, no strikes now.
And I think Casals may be just a little bit rattled as here comes one of the Goddard
they may have
coaches.
a pitching change. We may have a pitching change. My bet is it could be Sandoval going in if they do pull Casals.
Now it looks like they're just going to try and calm Casals down because it is not Coach Zamora that's gone out.
Okay. So Coach Zamora is the head coach, and of course all the coaches operate with the help of assistant coaches, and we don't get their names with the lineup a lot of times, so we don't acknowledge them, but the assistant coaches and the people who help with the teams, scorekeepers, the people who travel, a lot of times there will be a woman who acts as basically a chaperone if it's a male head coach, and they're very important to the team and to the team's success. So we just want to say that, but this was one of the assistants going out, and you're right, they are leaving Casals on the mound, but he did sort of gesture to the dugout on the way to. I think that they will have and think about pulling her if things don't settle down here. But no outs, nobody on, 5-0 your score. Lovington leading in this one, and Anali Chavarria up to the plate. Oh, she hits a grounder. First one she sees goes to Chavez. It goes between Chavez's legs. So an E4 is going to put Chavarria on first, as I don't know what happened. Chavez was right in front of that one and just didn't get on it.
Yeah,
didn't get down on it and pulled her head out a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, she went down but then picked it up. She was already thinking about trying to get the speedy Chavarria, and that really cost her right there.
Right.
And so that's tough on a pitcher. It's like, okay, I finally threw one. It's on the ground. I tried at somebody, and I believe that's probably Coach Hernandez is his name. That went
really?
out
Coach
to
Hernandez
talk.
was the assistant who went out to
I believe so.
Made the circle visit, not the mound visit, but the circle visit. And there is a prime pitch right over the center of the plate to Olguin, who is up at bat now. So that's a call, strike one on Olguin. So no outs, one on. Olguin at the plate, Hernandez on deck, Reyes in the hole for Lovington. Heart of their order. Oh, and that's going to be high, and that's going to pull up Juliet Hernandez from the crouch, and she picks it up. That was almost a pass ball, and that would have meant Chavarria was on second, but she stays put on first.
And they do have somebody warming up back behind the dugout. I can't see it, but
all right. And I think that was the gesture when he gestured to, okay, let's start a warm-up. And there's a blistering ground ball that stays fair. It hits third base and pops straight up and then out into left field. And that's going to put Olguin on first, move Chavarria to second. So Olguin is on with a single, a really hot grounder that hits third base and pops straight up, but out in left field, a Roy ball right there to throw it in and keep the runners at just one base each. Chavarria moves to second, Olguin on first, still no outs, and Layla Hernandez, shortstop, coming up the bat. She had an RBI single her last time up, scored. And the first pitch to her is going to be high and outside for ball one. So no outs, runners on first and second for Lovington. They put 3 across in their last at bat in that second inning. Scored 1 in the first. So we're 5-0. And shows bunt, and then it goes foul off to the right. So Hernandez again.
And I think if she pulls the bat back on that, I think it
was
goes
a ball.
out of the zone.
Yeah, I think it would have been a ball. She kind of chased it a little bit, tried to push it down, and ended up going foul. So 1-1 the count. No harm, as no outs, 2 runners on. Their score 5-0 here. And a swing and a high fly ball heading into left field, shallow left, coming over toward the foul line. On it is Roy ball, catches it and hangs on. So Hernandez gives it a ride, a high pop out to left field for the first out. And that brings up the 9th hitter, number 2, Anaí Reyes, your right fielder, to the plate. This is her second plate appearance. She walked and scored a run for Lovington her last time up. So Reyes comes to the plate, right-handed batter. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second. And she hits the first pitch she sees. A high fly ball going over from center is Arianas. And she catches it and throws it in to the shortstop, Cannon.
That one was carrying.
It was. I thought it looked like it could have. It needed a few more feet to make it over the fence, TJ. As you said, I was watching it like you were. I think all of us were. It was with bated breath.
Holding our collective breaths.
Yes.
There.
And really thought that it might be over or at least hit the fence. But Arianas out in center field with that catch. And 2 outs now. Still runners at first and second, so Lovington still chance to score in this at bat. And there's a long fly ball into center field. Arianas comes under it, and picks it up at a run. So 2 back-to-back flyouts to center field ends Lovington's threat. They put runners on, and they end up with the solo home run from Siena de Porto in this at-bat. It's 5-0. We're going to come back with more Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
Well, welcome back to Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the bottom of the third inning, Lovington scored 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 2 left on base. And we are going to the top of the 4th inning with Goddard coming up to bat, as it will be Juliet Hernandez, the catcher, up first. Linares on deck, Manzanares in the hole, the heart of the order for Goddard. Lovington is winning this one 5-0. First pitch is in. It's going to be right over the plate, right at the knees, and a call, strike 1. So 0-1 the count on Hernandez, who, let's see, she had a foul pop, got thrown out her first time at bat. This is her second plate appearance, 0-1. And that is going to be just outside. DePorto tried to frame that up a little bit and give the ump a chance to call that a strike, but he said it's a ball, 1-1. Urahara has thrown, let's see, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk so far in this game. Here we are, top of the 4th inning. Winner of this one moves on to the state tournament in Albuquerque next week. There's a swing and a miss from Hernandez, so it's now a 1-2 count. 1-2 on Juliet Hernandez, catcher for Goddard. And the wind's really blowing a bit. I just checked the temperature. It's 96 degrees right now, headed for a high of 98. And our southwest wind's blowing about 15 miles an hour, gusting stronger at times. And that pitch is going to be in the dirt and inside.
Oh, got her foot.
Whoa, it hit her, hit by pitch. So Hernandez is going to take her base. And here, you don't want for this
and
to
Laney
start
kind of smiles
anything.
and points at Coach McCrawn. He's going to come out and say, there's no way that hit her foot.
It
because
just
I think
looked
it
like
hit the
was
dirt
first. And if it hits the dirt before it hits a player,
then it's a dead ball at that point.
But the ump says it hit the same time. Ump says it hit her foot and the ground at the same time. So he's going to put her on first and keep her there. And that means that's a free runner for Goddard. Here we are, top of the 4th inning. Lovington leads 5-0. They want to keep Goddard from having that breakout at bat that would change the complexion of this game. They'd like to just bear down, get these 3 outs. And that is going to be a well-hit ball out in center. Marquez going back for it. Can't get there. It hits the bottom of the fence. She picks it up there, makes a good throw in, up, and that throws directly to DePorto behind the plate, and it is going to score 1. So Hernandez is able to score all the way from first base on that hit, and that really was, I would call that a triple.
It's an RBI double, and then she moved on the play at the plate.
You think it's a double. All right. I was going to say I was going to give it a triple, but RBI triple, and she stays on third base. Linares stays on third, and it's an RBI double, I would say, a double, but she moved to third base on the throw. So RBI double, scores 1, makes it 5-1. No outs, runner on third for Goddard, and that brings Manzanares up to the plate. So you got that. We've got that feeling now that Goddard is trying to get their breakout at bat and get some runs back, and Lovington needs to shut things down right here as Manzanares takes a cut at that pitch and fouls it back to the screen. So Julia Hernandez had reached on a hit by pitch, and then very speedy makes it around on that RBI double, and then Linares took third on the throw in from center field. And that was Marquez throwing into her cutoff point and then turning around, throwing it to Porto. And that's going to be a little line drive shot that Morales reaches up and hangs on to. Nice catch. Some good ups by Morales as that looked like it was going to go out into shallow right field. And Morales robs Manzanares of an RBI on that. So, yeah, Manzanares with a line drive shot out to position 4 for first out. Linares stays on third, or has to go back to third, actually. Scrambled back. And Lovington, if she hadn't scrambled back in time, Lovington could have had a double play there. Arianes, center fielder, up to the plate with 1 out, 1 on. And a swing and a miss as Urahara brings that one in on the inside. Arianes with a strike 1 on her now. So 1 out. 5-1 your score. Lovington still leading. We're in the top of the 4th inning here. A runner on third in scoring position for Goddard. That pitch is going to be outside. DePorto having to track that one down a little bit. Make sure he didn't get by her to score a run. So 1-1 now, the count even on Arianes. Lovington needs to just bear down, get second and third outs, get out of this what feels like a threat that Roswell is mounting here. They've put one across the plate already. Really a runner that shouldn't have been there. It was a hit by pitch, kind of a close call, a controversial call. Then she scored. And there's a long fly ball, but it's going to go foul, out of play, off to the left, as Arianes will have to come back. 1-2 count on Arianes now. Again, the winner of this game is going to move on to the state tournament next Thursday and play at 9 a.m. against the winner of the Bernalillo Albuquerque Academy game going on today. As Lainey Urahara on the mound, brings the pitch and gets her swinging. Wow, that is a big strikeout right there, because Arianes swinging and missing. Urahara kind of changing it up a little bit. Arianes was in front of her and swung under it and ahead. So 2 outs now, 1 runner on third, and Krishana Casaus, the pitcher, up to the plate.
4th strikeout of the game, as you mentioned, for Urahara. She's usually not much of a strikeout pitcher, but she's coming with it today.
And first swing is going to go foul, out of play. It's going to stay foul, along foul pop down the right baseline, out in there in right field for strike 1. So Casaus with 0-1 count on her, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Lovington leading this one 5-1. Roswell Goddard spoiling the shutout with a 1 run across. And there's a high fly ball to right field. Reyes coming under it. Yes, comes in on it. Catches it in front of her. Hangs on it. And good basics. Second hand there for help as Casaus gives it a ride but comes up short. A fly out to right field ends the at-bat and the threat by Goddard. So we are going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning with Lovington leading this one 5-1. We'll be back with more Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Welcome back to Lovington Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Lovington leading this one against Roswell Goddard 5-1. In the top of the fourth inning, there was one run on one hit, no errors, one left on base. And we go to the bottom of the fourth inning with Lovington coming back up to bat. And it's going to be Morales coming up. Morales, your second baseman, coming up first. She bats second in the order. Hot grounder over to Chavez at second base, and Chavez fires it over to Manzanares for the first out. So second baseman grounding out to the second baseman for the first out, but that brings up number 13, Angelina Corral, the third baseman, up to the plate for Lovington.
Angelina last time up had the sac ground out that got an RBI in for the Lady Cats and then grounded out back in the first. So she's 0 for 1, but she does have an RBI in the ball game. Got to think maybe the number 3 hitter for these Lady Cats is due here.
Yep, 0-2 and due, as they say. So one out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth, Lovington looking to get something started here. The first pitch is going to come in to Corral and be high for ball number 1. Casals still on the mound for Goddard. And this pitch is going to clip. It is going to clip the outside corner. I thought, just eyeballing that, I thought it should be called a strike, and it is. So that'll even up the count, 1-1. So 1-1 on Corral. Casals has given up a solo homer, and she has no strikeouts and 2 walks. Bottom of the fourth inning here on a hot, breezy Saturday in Lovington, and that comes in high for ball 2. 2-1 the count. As the stands fairly full, lots of folks with sunbrellas crowding around the outside of the fence too, and that is ball number 4. So Corral works the walk and is on first base for Lovington with 1 out. Corral, very speedy. Corral has 6 stolen bases for Lovington this year. And that's going to bring up to the plate, number 17, Alexa Bell, your designated player. She had a single, and she hits the first pitch she sees, but it's going to go foul off to the left.
Yeah, Alexa sitting back on that one, and Casals taking just a touch off of it. So Bell getting around on it early and shooting it foul.
So 1 out, 0-1 the count. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1 out, 1 on. Lovington would like to add to their lead here. It's 5-1 your score. They're up by 4. And that pitch is also fouled down the left base line for strike number 2. And you got to watch for it. Casals with an 0-2 count. She knows Bell is a capable hitter. It'll be interesting to see if she tries to float up a changeup, catch her off balance, catch her way in front of it again, or if she brings some heat, throws it down and away. Down and away. And yes, it clips the outside corner for a call. Strike 3 and gets Bell. And Bell, probably should have been swinging, protecting the plate with an 0-2 count on that. But she doesn't diminish her capabilities as one of the best bats for Lovington this season, but it does give Lovington 2 outs now. Still 1 runner on. Lovington has done a lot of damage this whole season with 2 outs. They're a pretty good 2-out rally team, and they could use one right here. Sienna DePorto, the catcher, looking at that first one, and it's a ball. Low and outside for ball number 1 as Hernandez comes up, threatening to throw down to first, doesn't.
Sienna last time up parked one.
Yeah, she hit that solo homer. And that one hits the dirt, and Hernandez loses the handle on it, and that is going to move Corral over to second. So Corral on a pass ball, because that's not a wild pitch, as Hernandez was able to knock it down, just lost the handle on it. So now Corral in scoring position, and 2-0 is the count on DePorto. DePorto hits that one, And it's going to be, yes, it's going to get out into right field and get past Sandoval. Sandoval can't get down on it, gets to the wall. She throws it in, but it is going to score 1. So Corral scores from second, puts another run on the board for Lovington, and it puts DePorto on second. And we will see if she has a courtesy runner. Yes, there will be a courtesy runner for her, Chloe Corral. And Chloe Corral is the one who has the 6 stolen bases for Lovington this season. So Chloe Corral is going to be the substitute runner. So 2 outs, 1 on. And it's number 7, Annalise Chavarria, up to the plate as DePorto reaches. She had an RBI double. And Corral has scored, Angelina Corral, but Chloe Corral is the runner on second in place of DePorto, the catcher. Chavarria at the plate, 2 outs. As we mentioned, Lovington has done a lot of damage with 2 outs in this in games this season. I've watched them do that a lot. You have as well, TJ?
Well, certainly, and they can do a lot with 2 outs. And another quick note about this game is it's 6, 7, 8, and 9 who have done most of the damage for the Lady Cats, and that's right where we're at in the order.
That's right. Annalise Chavarria batting number 6. Olguin batting 7th on deck. Hernandez in the hole. First pitch is going to be low, and that's a ball. And attempted stolen base ends up with the 3rd out as, the Chloe Corral trying to steal 3rd gets caught. And there is a question about it, but the ump at third base said, nope, you're out. Chloe thought that she might have slid in under the tag and that they may have lost contact with the base, but the ump says no. So actually that is a 3-5, 3rd out, and that ends the at-bat for Lovington. So we have played 4 full innings. Lovington put 1 run across on 1 hit, and there were no errors and nobody left on base. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. Lovington leading this one 6-1 now. And we'll be back with more Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with 1 call. 1 call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey 1 call oil and gas company.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcats Softball as Lovington back out in field after managing to put a run across. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And they do manage to get that 1 run across. Then they get shut down a little bit early. That throw out by the catcher to the 3rd baseman, 2-5 for that 3rd out in that bottom of the 4th. But Lovington still with a nice 5-run lead. 6-1 is your score, top of the 5th. And it is Goddard up to the plate and batting in 8th slot. Number 1, Avery Chavez, the 2nd baseman, up. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. This is the 2nd plate appearance, so she is 0 for 1. Marisol Hernandez, designated player, awaits on deck. And then top of the order, Sandoval in the hole. And the first pitch is going to be a strike. A nice pitch by Lainey Urahara. So 0-1 the count as Lovington can smell victory. They need to just...
Actually, that's Daphne.
No, Daphne Urahara. Daphne has come in relief of Lainey. And a foul ball as Chavez picks that one up. It was kind of a high inside pitch. She turned it around, swatted at it, and a long fly ball, but it stays foul for strike number 2. Yeah, Daphne, it looks like we've had a pitching change as Lainey Urahara is out, and Daphne, Sister Daphne, takes the mound now. in relief, and that is going to be fouled out of play off to the right in the stands. Count remains 0-2. So Chavez first batter up, nobody on, of course, nobody out. And 0-2 the count on Chavez as Daphne Urahara coming in, taking over the mound for Lainey Urahara. Lainey struck out 4, walked 1. And that pitch is going to be a call, strike, you bet, on the outside corner. And that was a beautiful pitch. It was definitely a strike. So Chavez goes down looking, and that is the first strikeout for Daphne Urahara.
Final line for Laney, as you mentioned, 4 innings pitched, 4 Ks, 1 walk, 1 earned run, and she would be in line for the win.
Yes, if Lovington maintains their lead and wins this one, it will be Lainey Urahara with the win, Daphne with the save. And the first pitch is in, and it's a ball, just a little bit high. 1-0 on Hernandez, the designated player, batting in that 9th slot for Goddard. She grounded out. No, yeah, she grounded out to the lined out to the first baseman. Kind of little blooper line drive, you might say, a little blooper fly. So she's 0 for 1 and fouls that one off. So 1-1 the count now. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 6th inning. Goddard running out of time. They're 5 down. And that's going to get away from Laney just a little bit, hang up in her hand. It looks like she was maybe trying to throw a breaking ball over the outside corner and just release that a little bit late. So 2-1 is the count now on Hernandez. 1 out. Lovington really looking to shut Goddard down. Goddard running out of time to get runs back. And that's going to be just a little high. Over the plate, but high. And the Lovington faithful did not like the call. 3-1 the count now on Hernandez. And after Hernandez, we're up top of the order. Sandoval coming up and Cannon in the hole. That's going to be a swing and a foul back out of play off to our right. So that'll bring the count full on Hernandez now. 1 out, nobody on. We are in the top of the 6th inning. 6-1 is your score right now. Lovington looking to punch their ticket to the state tournament next Thursday. If they win, they will do that. And swing and catches a piece of it, fouling it back to the screen. Count remains full on Hernandez. And really quite a number of Roswell folks have come over and made this trip to support their Goddard Lady Rockets. So got a number sitting in the stands, but also in the... Oh, and that's going to be high and inside for ball 4 as Hernandez takes the base. That's the first walk. So Daphne Urahara has a strikeout and a walk coming in relief here in this top of the 6th inning. Brings up the top of the order now Alexis Sandoval up to the plate. 1 out, though. So maybe if they can get a double playable ball. Lovington has turned several double plays very neatly this season. They can do that. And that's going to be a good pitch. That's a nice one. Daphne throwing that on the inside corner. A little spin, late breaking action on that. 0-1 is the count. 1 runner on. Hernandez on first, reaching on a walk. And this is going to, just missed the outside corner. DePorto throws down, trying to get Hernandez off the base. A good throw. DePorto very capable of hitting first base and even second base from a crouch. But Hernandez scrambles back safely under the tag. So 1-1 is your count now. On Sandoval. And strike 2. So 1-2 now your count.
Nice job by Daphne there. Took a little bit off of that one, and Sandoval well out in front.
Yeah, nice time to throw a changeup and to keep it a strikeable ball, callable ball at least. That's going to be outside for ball number 2. DePorto uses that outside pitch as
almost like
way
a pitch out.
Yeah, it is almost a pitch out to be able to throw down to first again. Trying to keep Hernandez on first, trying to keep her honest, keep her from trying to steal second base. And that's going to be, call. Strike 3 is right at the letters and right across the inside corner. And the ump says, yep, that was a strike. So Sandoval goes down looking
For the second time.
Yeah, for the second time. That's a 2 strikeouts. She walked her first time up, and 2 strikeouts now in her second, third plate appearances. Erica Cannon, the shortstop, up now 2 outs. 2 outs, 1 runner on. And a sharply hit ground ball right up the middle, but coming over for it is Hernandez. She scoops it up like a Hoover and touches second base herself for the force out, and that is it. So Goddard threatens, but they come up empty as there are no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning now. Lovington leading this one 6-1. We're back with more Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Norlee General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norlee Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norlee General Hospital? Call Norlee at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff. And bring back that state title, ladies.
And back to Lovington softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. In the top of the 6th inning, that was a Cannon reaching on a fielder's choice, but then the force out at second base for the 3rd out means that Goddard scored no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lovington leading this one 6-1. And coming up is the bottom of their order, Jocelyn O'Gean, first baseman. Chavarria, actually, middle of the order. Chavarria hits the first one she sees, and that's going to make it out between short and third, out to left field. And coming in on it is Roybal, throwing to second and keeping Chavarria on first. Yeah, Chavarria was the batter when the throw out happened, so she, of course, comes back up to bat as the first batter after that throw out at third base ended the last at-bat for Lovington. So Chavarria on first with a nice single hit out to left field. And that brings up Olguin now, first baseman, to the plate. No outs, 1 on. First pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count.
And Lovington has had some chances this game that there's you just kind of get the feeling that, you know, they're waiting for that big breakout inning, and they'd like for it to be now.
Well, they scored 3 runs in their second at-bat at the bottom of the 2nd inning. High fly ball getting into shallow. That could be trouble, and it is as it drops. It just was in the right place for Lovington, the wrong place for Goddard. Just too far over as coming over Arianes from center field trying to make it. It was too far back for Cannon to drift back to get it from short, and too far for Roybal to come in on it. So
and the wind blowing it around too didn't hurt.
And the play is stopped temporarily as we've had some real strong gusts come through, and that. But the
I think
gust
I just
had
saw
not.
Artesia blow by.
Yeah, the gust had not happened right when that ball was hit. It dropped before all of that, so there was no weather interference on that play. It simply was a Texas leaguer that dropped in and put Olguin on first base, moved Chavarria to second on a little Texas leaguer single, and that brings up Hernandez, the shortstop, to the plate with no outs, 2 on.
And actually, it's going to be Chloe Corral.
And Chloe Corral
will be pinch hitting.
So we'll have a substitute batter, a pinch hitter, so to speak, but a substitute batter. And it is Chloe Corral. Usually, she's usually one of the first 2 that is chosen to be a substitute runner because she has a lot of speed. But she is going to be batting in place of Layla Hernandez here. So Chloe Corral coming up to the plate. She's a left-handed batter. So no outs, 2 on. Lovington up 6-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Winner moves on to the state tournament. The loser season is done. And the first pitch is going to come in high for ball 1 as Chloe Corral, left-handed batter, showing that she was going to be doing that slap hit from the left side of the box. So not a bunt, just a slap hit from the left side. It gives that batter a 2 or 3 step head start on a hit if they hit. And that's going to be low for ball number 2.
Hernandez tried to frame it up.
Yeah.
The ump was like, nah, no matter how far you pull it up, it was still low when it came in.
2-0 the count. On Corral, substitute batter. And that is going to be a hit right back to the mound. Casals picks it up. Oh, and a bad throw. Bad throw pulls Manzanares off the bag, and that's going to score 1. And the throw comes in to home plate, but not before Chavarria makes it around. So that is an error, and that error puts Corral on base, and that's a throwing error by the pitcher. And E1 puts Corral on first, and then on the bad throw, she went to second. That scored Chavarria, and Olguin went to third on that throw.
Yeah, it would have been an RBI sacrifice as it is. It's an RBI, reach base on the error, and you still get the RBI, and now Lovington up 7-1.
So Corral with the RBI, yes, and a run scored, as I said, and now it's 7-1. So still no outs, too. That's the good thing for Lovington is still no outs. And the bottom of the order, number 2, Anaí Reyes.
Another pinch hitter.
Is
it's Barraza.
I know. She would be coming up to the plate, but number 23, Celeste Barraza, is the substitute batter in place of Anaí Reyes, who is the bottom of the order and normally bats in this spot. So it will be Barraza who comes to the plate with runners on second and third. So substitute batters back-to-back, one reaching on an error but getting the RBI out of it. And now it is Barraza. And the first pitch comes in high for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Runners on second and third for Lovington. One has scored already in this at-bat. There are no outs. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lovington up 7-1. In this play-in game for the state tournament, and swing and a miss and a throw down to third base, and that trying to get Olguin off the bag, but she scrambles back safely, dives back to the bag safely. So everybody is safe, and now a 1-1 count on the substitute batter, Barraza. Right-handed batter up at the plate, runners on second and third. That's going to be high for ball 2, so 2-1 the count now. Reyes, normally batting in that 9th slot, had walked and scored a run and then had a fly out to center field her second time up. Now Barraza trying to do some damage here. She connects that one, connects with it, makes contact, but fouls it off down the right side. Stays foul off in front of the Lovington dugout. So 2-2 now the count on Barraza. Two and two, a little dust and dirt flying through the air again. The ump says, hold on, as Barraza at the plate gets a little sand in her face. Now she's back, and we're ready. 2-2 the count. That's going to be a little bit low and outside. And
Very
run the
close.
count. Yeah, run the count full.
The Goddard faithful thinking it was close enough.
Right, and I think you heard a big sigh and kind of a breath from the Lovington side of the bleachers. So full count. That is definitely a strike, but she connects and gets just enough of it to stay alive at the bat. So count remains full on Barraza. And Lovington just trying to keep their at-bat going here as there are no outs so far. One runner has crossed, runners at second and third, and that is going to be low and outside for ball 4. So Barraza works the walk. And now bases are loaded for Lovington. Bases are loaded, no outs, top of the order. And Avery Marquez will step up. She's due. You talk about somebody being due. She had a fly out to center field. She reached on a fielder's choice and got stranded, and then she grounded out to third baseman. So she's 0 for 3 and due.
And she represents the winning run at the plate.
Exactly, because if there is a 10-run rule, even in the playoffs, of course, and Lovington at 7-1 now. Bases are loaded. If she were to cross the plate, it would be 11-1, a 10-run rule, and that would be a 10-run. That would be a walk-off win for Lovington. a run rule win. And this is a high fly ball. Is it fair or foul? Okay. It was very close. It ended up going out of the park over the fence, but it was foul by a few feet out there. So it just becomes a very long strike for Avery Marquez. So,
Avery trying to end it with one swing right there.
And came very close. Even with the wind pushing that ball, I don't think it would have stayed fair. I think it would have been closer. But still, 0-2 count on Marquez now. Bases loaded, nobody out. 7-1 your score here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Lovington at bat, looking to end it. And that's going to be low outside for ball number 1. Marquez is going to have to be protecting the plate now with a 1-2 count.
And don't worry about ending it on one swing. Just pass the baton. Just get on base, move on to the next batter.
But there's a chance for Lovington to end it in this at-bat. Maybe not this batter, but this at-bat. And that's going to be low and hit the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 the count. So 2-2. Bottom of the 6th inning here, bottom of the 5th inning. I keep calling it the 6th inning. We're actually in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that pitch comes in. It's going to be a ball. So that's going to bring the count full. 3-2. Now on Marquez. Full count. Nobody out. Bases are loaded. Perfect opportunity to be increasing the score here for Lovington. Come closer to ending this a little early if they can. And a swing and a miss straight up the middle, and that's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. So 2 runs in. So a 2 RBI single for Marquez on a nice little straightaway line drive right up the center. So 2 RBI single puts Marquez on first. It scores Olguin, and it scores Corral. So 2 more across the plate. That makes it 9-1 now. Lovington leading. Still no outs. And Honey Morales up to the plate. She grounded out to the second baseman her last time up. Walked and got stranded her second time up. She hit a single and scored her first time to the plate. 4th plate appearance here.
And I think we're going to have another pinch hitter come in.
And are we? Okay, we got somebody else coming out of the dugout. So number 6, Riley Dunlap, a senior, will get her chance at the plate to have a plate appearance here in the last home game for Lovington in 2022.
And hats off to Coach McCraw getting all of his seniors out there,
Sure.
getting them some time in this ball game.
So still no outs. No outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the 5th inning. I kept saying it was bottom of the 6th for some reason. I don't know why. I was looking at that 5, just seeing it as a 6. So bottom of the 5th. 9-1 is your score. Lovington leading this one with Dunlap at the plate. Good chance to bring some more runs across. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Casals on the mound for Goddard. Dunlap, substitute batter at the plate. That pitch is going to be outside as Hernandez throws over to first, and the pitch that throw gets away, rolls out into right field. Sandoval has to come in, backing up and threatening to throw. So nobody in on that.
Yeah, just a bad throw down by Hernandez.
Just a bad throw down by Hernandez, but that does move. The runners are at 2nd and 3rd now. So runners at 2nd and 3rd. And that pitch is high for ball number 3. So 3-0 the count on Riley Dunlap. Dunlap, your substitute batter. 3-0 the count. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. It's Avery Marquez out there on 2nd, I believe. That's Barraza on 3rd. And that pitch comes in the dirt, and that's going to be ball number 4. So Dunlap works the walk, gets on, and now the bases are loaded once again. So now the bases are loaded. There had been 2 on before. That's my wishful thinking that trying to get them loaded before they were actually loaded.
You were just, you'd seen
helping.
into the future about 10 minutes,
I guess so.
or about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
So now the bases are loaded, no outs, and Corral at the plate, and swing and a miss, a little grounder to third base, and that's going to be a double play because she touched third base for the force, and then throws to home to get the runner, get Barraza at home. So now there are 2 outs, so an unconventional double play for sure, as the runner Marquez out for the first out with 5 unassisted, and then throws home to get Barraza out at home plate 5-2 for the second out. And that is going to bring up number 13 is this Alexa Bell. Number 17, Alexa Bell to the plate now. And that's going to be inside for ball number 1. So 2 outs now, quickly, just like that. We went from no outs to 2 outs with runners at first and second now. So Corral reaching on that fielder's choice. And a long fly ball going out to left field. It's gone! A long fly ball becomes a home run, a 3-run home run for Alexa Bell. And is that the ball game? That's the ball game. A walk-off homer makes it 12-1. And that's the ball game, and that's the victory, and that seals the deal for Lovington. Your Lady Cats are moving on to the state tournament in Albuquerque next week. Yes, we'll be back to wrap this one up, but Lovington with the 3-run homer by Alexa Bell does it for Lovington. 12-1 your final score. We'll be back to wrap it up here at Lovington Lady Cats Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
The Lovington School District encourages you to support our local youth. Lovington Wildcats fight through difficulties with perseverance and grace. Lovington has the best school district in Lee County and our Wildcat proud. The Lovington School District thanks everyone for the tremendous support and understanding as we continue to learn and grow through the ever-changing times. So listen up and join in as the Lovington School District says, good luck, Wildcats. We are so proud of you.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcats softball, as Lovington has punched their ticket to Albuquerque with a big 12-1 win, and that came in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 3-run solo homer by Alexa Bell to put this one out of reach. 12-1 your final score, and here's how we got there. And your visiting Roswell Goddard Lady Rockets scored 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 4 on base. They commit 2 errors. And on the mound for them, the losing pitcher is Casaus. And she had 1 strikeout and 2 walks on the mound. Now, for Lovington, they scored 12 runs on 12 hits. They leave 5 on base. They commit no errors. And they get big at-bats from Alexa Bell with that 3-run homer. In addition to that, she had a single. Sienna DePorto had a solo home run as well. She also hit an RBI double. We also got hits, 2 RBI single by Marquez. You had a single by Morales. You also had two singles by Chavarria. You had 3 singles by Olguin. You also had Hernandez had an RBI single, and then Corral had an RBI, reached on an error, and that was it. As far as your hitting goes, that 3-run homer really sealed the deal for Lovington, and Sienna DePorto with a solo homer coming in her final home game as a senior. You got to know that is a special memory, and those are definitely memories. This is a memorable game and win for Lovington, which, they were seated higher than Goddard coming in. They were expected to win, but they met those expectations and came away with this one 12-1. And now they move on to play in the state tournament. And TJ, they are going to be playing next Thursday morning at 9 o'clock against the winner of the Bernalillo and Albuquerque Academy game today in the first round of the double elimination tournament in 4A at the Cleveland in Rio Rancho, of course.
Yeah, we'll be at Field 2 at Cleveland, 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. And then win or lose, there'll be a second game at 1 p.m. that afternoon, also over at Cleveland. So a good weekend for Lee County squads with the Hobbs boys and Hobbs girls both moving on. Also, of course, Lovington moving on today. So that's very good. Eunice getting a bye in boys baseball, and we'll know about probably JAL softball tomorrow. I think they'll probably go in as the 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. So we're going to be well represented in Albuquerque next week.
Yes, well represented by baseball teams, Hobbs and Eunice boys, and by softball teams, Hobbs and Lovington for sure, and hopefully JAL as well. So, yep, this is a game. It kind of started off a little slow. There was a lot of tension the first couple of innings. Then Lovington broke things out. They scored 1 in the first. They scored 3 in the second, another 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and then came the bottom of the 5th inning, and they put 6 runs across to make it 12-1, the final score here in Lovington. So again, congratulations, and of course congratulations especially to all the seniors who are going to leave this team at the end of this year. And Lovington's season is by far far from over as they go to Albuquerque as the number 3 ranked 4A team, their number 4 seed, but they're still the ranking still has them listed as ranked number 3 in state 4A, but for the tournament purposes, they are seeded 4th. So they are looking to definitely move on and continue their season in Albuquerque, and we'll be there on Thursday. And those games are going to be actually on the air.
They will be on the radio, yes.
They'll be available by stream as well, though. Is that right?
At least the audio.
At least the audio.
I do not believe that we will have any video rights, even though the provider that the NMAA uses up there will not be video streaming from every single field. I don't think they're going to allow us to video stream when their provider is not doing that. But we'll work on that this week. We've got some things to do with the NMAA on that, but they will be on the radio. Keep it tuned in to the Walmart family of stations. Next week we'll tell you what station and what audio stream those will be available on.
All right, so we'll tell you more. We'll have that information on the sports as well as on the air, and then on our Facebook pages as well. There will be posts to tell you who's playing when and how to listen to those games, and that will be nice to be able to actually have these on the radio stations, on the air as well. So that's something to look forward to next week. We say thank you and safe travels back to our friends and visitors from Goddard. The Goddard girls came in and gave them a good shot at it, and gave Lovington a bit of a scare early on, but Lovington prevailed, pulled away, and managed to win this one 12-1 at the end to be able to earn the right to move on to that state tournament next Thursday. So we will definitely wrap things up right here and say good luck again to congratulations to our Lady Cats, to Coach McCraw and the team, and good luck and safe travels to everybody making that trip next week, as we will too, right here. I'm Dawn Morgan for TJ Miracle, and that does it. We'll wrap things up. Lovington girls softball here, and thank you very much to our sponsors, by the way. We have a lot of them. You've been hearing from them throughout the game, and we'll run down our list of sponsors one more time. Thank you very much to IPS, to Lasco Construction, to Eunice Pump and Supply, to Norlee, to Nowell Pharmacy, Lovington Auto, Lovington Schools, Lee County Electric, Battle Energy, R360, Bob's Thriftway, Stone Oilfield, and King Oilfield Services. Thank you so very much. We appreciate all of our sponsors, and they will allow us to bring you the broadcast from the state tournament next week. Good luck to the ladies. We'll see them next on field number 2 at Cleveland on Thursday morning at 9, and we will have more Lovington lady softball right here. Thank you very much. You've been listening and watching on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Good day, everybody.